Hello and welcome to NextGen TV. I'm Brian Dolby at the national event in Bristol, where I'm talking to Chris Holden, who is the president of the FTTH Council. Chris, you've just given a keynote address here, and we've heard of some of the storming work that's happening in Europe with FTTH, but sadly, not much in the UK. Why are we so far behind?
That's a good question, Brian. And basically, there's 4.6 million subscribers in Europe. And if we look at actually where we are in the UK, we've actually have 4,500. So there's a big gap.
It's worse than I thought.
Yes, it's a big gap. But it's partly because we have a very active copper infrastructure with BT. And they've been driving out to the cabinets and not doing fibre to the home, which makes a big difference in the numbers.
Yeah, of course, that's always the big problem for incumbent operators, isn't it? They've got so much copper in the ground, they've got to get the most out of that first, I suppose.
Yes, yeah. That's the way they look at it. And of course, there are other opportunities. And the Commission's looking at new opportunities as well, at how maybe they can incentivise incumbents to actually drive fibre to the home. That's got a little way to go yet, but hopefully that, plus the additional funding they're offering, which is taking 9.2 billion, 7 billion for infrastructure. Leveraging that up, may get 100 billion to help fund fibre rollouts. That could make a difference and change the thinking.
Yeah, I suppose the funding that's already available has helped events like this certainly attract a lot of interest. And we've got a lot of innovative companies here. So does that give you hope that we can fill the gap a bit in the UK?
Yes, certainly. There's some good ideas coming out. And this forum in particular is very good for the rural areas, the white spots, the areas where we really need to get more fibre to the people. In fact, it's where the people really want the fibre as well. So we hear lots of issues about take-up, and the customers don't want fibre or need fibre. In fact, when you look at the rural areas, the areas we've been talking at this event about, then they do want fibre. They recognise the significance. They want to go from nothing to something very useful.
I see, and you know, where they're trying to go to something useful, what are the stumbling blocks? What are some of the issues that you've discovered with other countries in Europe at the moment to sort of, before they can actually deliver FTTH?
Well, there's lots of differences in different countries. And it depends who wants to do what where, partly. So there are a lot of rural communities, particularly in Scandinavia, where the rural community themselves get together and they build the last part of the connection to the customers themselves and work as a community. There's other issues around infrastructure and sharing of infrastructure. And in the UK in particular, there's a lot about PIA, actually sharing infrastructure, and BT have done a good thing. They've reduced the price. A lot of the suppliers are still saying that's still too high. And from our point of view, as far as the council's concerned, what we'd like to see is a lot more sharing of infrastructures. And at the moment, to be fair, Ofcom are limited. They can only open up infrastructure, the company that has SMP, that's only BT really in the UK. What about all the other infrastructure? So if we really took it to a broader context and the government said, we want to drive this forward, then they would be saying, let's share all infrastructures. And if they did that, that would really reduce the costs. And that would make a significant difference.
So it sounds like there's a very fascinating, interesting period ahead. And in the meantime, thanks for speaking with us.
You're welcome. Thank you, Brian.